Hello and thank you for joining me on Lewis the Tech Guy. My name is Lewis, I'm the Tech Guy. So today we're going to play around with creating a form. We're going to play with this Texformfield widget. Try saying that 5 times fast. We're going to play with different input types. As you can see, when I click this text field, it gives me numbers. When I click this text field, it gives me letters. When I type stuff in here, it changes, it obscures the text, kind of like a password, although I probably should have did that for this one. The other thing we're going to play around with is validators. So there you go. If I don't enter something, it tells me enter something. It turns nice and red. As you can tell, when I move around and switch around, it turns blue depending on where I'm at. Beautiful. All right, stay tuned. All right, welcome back. So I went ahead and got some boilerplate code started. I created my app. I did my main run app, have all the boilerplate here, returns my custom form, which is where we're going to start playing, right? So I have my custom form here. All right, so let's get started. So the first thing I want to do here is I want to create a key, a unique key to identify this form, right? Form state. Now, really quick, this form state right here has nothing to do with my form state at all. Okay, this is its own type, all right, which we're going to see soon how that's used. Actually, very soon. So inside my app, I'm going to return a form, and the first thing, talk about soon, here we go, is going to be the key. We're going to use our key as a unique identifier to this form. Alright, so we're going to do our cross-axis alignment start, and then we're going to do our children. Alright, and the first thing we want to do is a text, there it is, form field. Alright, so let's do a hot refresh and see how we're going so far. And as you can see, we have our form field up and running, but it looks really bland and ugly. So I think what we want to do is we want to give it a little decoration. So we're going to enter decoration, and then we're going to do input decoration. We're going to call that widget. And the first thing we want to do is let's give it a label text, and we're going to say enter your username. Right? Okay, so control save, and now we have a little label there that prompts the user to enter the user name. So the next thing we want to do is let's make this a little round. Why don't we? I like round. So we're gonna do border. We're gonna select the border property here, outline input border, and we want to do border radius dot circle, and we're gonna give it a radius. Let's start small, see what happens. Control say, I don't know. I want it maybe a little bigger. Let's do 20. Ah, that looks nice. See, the problem though is there's no space between my app bar up here and this little form. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our text form field, right? And we're gonna wrap it in a padding widget, if it ever shows up. Oh no, it's being difficult now, isn't it? Let's type something over here and then get out of there. And now, if I do that, I get my little light bulb and I can add padding. And it gives me 8. I don't think 8 is going to be enough, but I'm going to try it anyways. Control save to hot reload. Let's go for 10. I'll do 10. Beautiful. Beautiful. And you might want to play around with that however you like it. So now it reacts the way I want it to react. Okay. So let's add, let's add another field. So we're gonna do, we have padding right here, right? That's right there. Let's add another padding for space. And actually, let's call it another padding. I'm gonna say padding const edge inset edge inset all, and we're gonna give a value of, let's do 10 again because hey, why not? And then in here we're gonna call child, and we're gonna call another text form field. And if that one was for username, then this one should be for the password. Input decoration. And what do we got? You got label text. Let's do that. Label text. Enter your password. Unless we did a lot of coding there, let's make sure everything's there. Ah, voila, there we go. Pretty. All right, but again, we want to make it pretty because that's really ugly. Border, outline, input border, border radius, and we're gonna do border radius dot circular, and we're gonna say consistent, give it a value of 20. All right, so now we have our username field and password field. But we want something to happen when we click on it, obviously. You know, you don't want to make a form for nothing. So what we're going to do is, after our padding, we're going to create another padding widget. And inside our padding widget, we're going to call let's give it some padding first. Padding, const, edge, and set all. And we're going to say consistent with our values here. And okay. So now we're going to call child, and we want to do a raised button, not a raised button, and we're gonna call actually I'm gonna give it a child first because I want to show you something, and the child's gonna be a text of type text. It's gonna be a text widget, and it's gonna say press me. All right, there we go, voila. But as you notice, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't have any color, right? So even if I came down here and I did, what did I just do? If I did color and I did colors.red and I hit save, it still wouldn't give it any color. And the reason why is because there's no function behind it. I have not given it a purpose in life, if you will. So until you give your button an on-press value, right? So this is gonna return a debug print of a string I'm being pressed, and save, and voila, there we go. Now it changes colors and even makes that beautiful nice little sound, gives a good little feedback. All right, I really don't like the way. What I would like to see is I would like to, let's see where we're at here. Is it here? I like to wrap this in a center because I want it to be centered. Beautiful. And again, because I like my stuff all sorts of rounds, I'm gonna give this a shape, and we're gonna call my new favorite thing, which is rounded rectangular border. And it's gonna be a border radius, and border radius circular, and this is going to be a real high value, and we're going to play around. Boom, look at that, beautiful. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is a validator. So we're going to give our text form fields a validator. So if I come into this text form field right here, and I go over here, I do validator, and what I'm going to look for is the value that is being entered, and I'm going to check it. And I'm going to say if value dot is empty. So look, it gives you two options, is or is not empty. If it is empty, we're going to return please enter username, because this is the username one. And then if not, we're going to return null. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take that same thing and we're going to control C, and we're going to come down to our next, where's our next text form field? Right here, and we're going to add it right in here. Let's see that validator. Yeah, let's see if we can. Almost perfect. I forgot that copy validator as well. All right, so through the magic of code editors, I'm going to fix where these things are. Oop, what did I just do here? I don't know what that did, but I don't like it. I'm going to remove this. Okay, let's do control save, make sure we didn't break anything. Awesome. All right, now you may be asking, well, nothing happened. All right, so what we got to do is we got to call right here, we got to call the validator up. and we got to say, well, if when you press it, if on pressed, if, remember that form key we had earlier? We're going to use that now. If form key, let me check something real fast. Yep, nope, I was wrong. If my key dot current state dot validate. So if it is valid, or if it's not valid, what we want to do is we want to debug print. And what are we going to debug print? We're going to debug print, I don't know, not valid. Let's see what happens. There we go. We get some problems here. Please enter username, please enter username. Oh, I forgot to change it. Let's come up here and let's say, please enter password. All right, so now if I enter some stuff here, but I don't enter stuff here, I get that. And to check my debug print, oh, I didn't get anything. All right, we'll play with that a little bit soon. All right, so come here, beautiful, it works. Now, notice I'm entering my password, but nothing is happening. So what you really could do real quick, I don't want to make this video too much longer, is in the text form field on this one where it's enter password, we have this option to do, it's called obscure text, and we're going to set this to true, I believe. Let's see if memory serves me right. And there you go. Now you enter your password securely. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to show you is, well, the second to last thing I'm going to show you is how to use, so we want to get the value of our text, right? So what we want to do is we want to get a text controller, my form controller. I'm going to set that to text editing controller, which is a class of its own. And what we want to do is we want to assign it to, let's say, the username, right? So text form field, we're going to enter our controller and we're going to say my form controller. All right, so now when we get that value, I'm going to debug print it right here, and it's going to be my form controller dot text. Control save. And so now what we should see is when we enter a value here and do press me, we get that value down here. There you go. Pretty simple, wouldn't you say? Pretty simple. Now what you can do with this is the options are endless. There's so much you can do with this to create forms, submit forms, store in a database. You could do more with the validator as well. The last thing I want to show you is the keyboard type. You can select what keyboard type shows up when you're entering your data. So you do keyboard type, and then you can do text input type and dots, and let's say you want date, time, email. I'm gonna do number, right? So let's do numbers, control save. And so now when I click here, am I in the right form? All right, let's get out, let's get here. So now when I click here, I can only enter numbers. Pretty neat. And you have other options as well, date, time. Let's go back to that, see what it gives us. Dot text, date, time, email address, multi-line, so on and so forth. All right, I'm gonna leave that numbers for now. All right, thank you for watching. If you found any value, please like and subscribe for more videos. Thank you very much.